Water's ready? Good to go? Good morning.
Hello. Hi, Annette.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, good. Happy March.
Yeah. Oh, yay!
Yes, let's bring Brian in so he can do his big announcement.
Okay, what do you got? Bring it on.
You want my pronouncement?
Yes,
Okay.
yep.
It's the 1th of the month.
There we go.
Yay! All right, we made it.
And for some reason, that sounds so much better in March than it did in January and February.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
really.
there's
thankfully.
just something, and it's going to feel even better in April, then May, and then June, and oh, goodness.
Well, we're getting there. We're getting there. It'll be spring later on this month.
And it's
Yay.
pretty mild out this morning, so does that mean March comes in like a lamb?
It's not bad. This is pretty lambish compared to some other beginnings of March that we've had. So maybe it'll be a lion later on as we cap off the month. So that's a possibility. So we'll see.
Emily,
But,
did you get a tan? You look very tanned. Did you go down south last night or something?
As one does.
I gotta say this again. Hey, Emily, you look great. Did you get a tan?
No, it must be the makeup.
Oh, but perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing wonders on you as well, I guess. Because I just got out of there. So
I was going to say, you look pretty tan too. Haley must have used the same foundation.
exactly right. Working a man cold. So look out. Boy, I'm gonna be late.
Here we go. Here we go.
All day long. Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Just want to put it out there.
I'm staying out over this side of the room. I'm going to hide behind the monitor here.
Yeah,
Right.
thanks. I'm this close now.
Yeah.
I think I want to bring those masking mandates back and the distancing.
Thing into the desk again.
Yeah.
I just want to sound like Brian Wood with a deep baritone. That is my goal in life, just to go down there and get it. So
well,
hopefully I bring that
Instead, you
today.
sound like Tim Bullen with the sniffles.
The sniffles, yeah.
Yes.
Poor Tim.
I'll be okay. I'll get through.
Something nice and warm to drink will help. Make him a cup of tea.
Yeah,
that
sure.
might be-
Sure.
yeah,
Cup
that might
of
be.
tea.
All right.
Stop it.
Plastic pants on a leather
That's
couch.
what happens. It's like, that's just my pants. That's my pants. You can hear it. Oh, yes, the plastic pants. Everyone loves a good pair. It's like glad garbage bags, right? Isn't that what you call your wife? Didn't your wife
Yeah,
have
she has
a pair?
garbage bag pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're wearing your garbage pants tonight on date night. Oh,
They're
awesome.
nice, but they're so comfortable.
Yeah.
And if you didn't tell everybody they were plastic, I could have said they were leather, but thanks.
I said that today. Oh, I said to you, what did I say to you before the show?
You said leather,
I said nice leather pants, and you
and
said...
I said they're plastic.
Right.
But the viewers don't need to know that I'm wearing plastic pants, Tim.
Oh,
And now we know. And now Brian knows.
Brian.
And
Now everyone knows
Big
that my
shocker
pants
for
are
Brian.
So don't share our conversations to everybody.
Okay, here we are complaining about plastic pants, and we could have real injuries to complain about, like actor Jeremy Renner. But he says he's doing whatever it takes to recover from his devastating accident on New Year's Day. I mean, good for him.
Well, I wonder if one needs more work than the other, maybe?
Well, the
Like
one looks a lot
injuries.
skinnier than the other one. Yeah,
yeah.
the one that he's not using. But those look like some
Yeah.
pretty comfy
I like
pants.
those pants.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not plastic, that's for sure. All right, well, Disney is giving us a preview of its newest live-action Peter Pan.
That looks awesome.
Does it
I
not
really
look
like the
good?
Robin Williams live-action
Me
version that they had too. That was
That's
really
my
good.
favorite one.
Yeah.
I don't think you can
That
ever
was
beat Robin
Hooked?
Williams.
Hooked because... Hook.
Oh, Hook.
And
Hook.
it was
Julia
Dustin Hoffman played Captain Hook.
Yeah, and
Right?
Julia
Correct,
Roberts
yes.
was
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That would have came. Was that like the late 80s? Mm-hmm. It's like 80,
Early
89
or
maybe?
early 90s. Yeah. Very good.
long time ago. But yeah, Robin Williams as Peter Pan. I don't know if you can beat that. Okay, real quick. One of the most... Oh, never mind.
Oh, that's it. Oh, tease it. What do you got? What do you got for next?
I don't remember.
I know what it is.
It was a
is it?
musical signature.
Yeah.
One of the most recognizable musical signatures.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
from Carlos Santana.
Oh.
We're going to talk about that.
Oh, is he coming? Is he going somewhere?
He might be.
Oh, goodness. I just
oh.
have to. Oh, when?
He might be
Please
coming
tell us.
close.
There's a tease.
Coming up next hour.
Okay,
I love
Brian.
that you know what I'm talking about and I don't.
Let me just say for the record that I have nothing against plastic pants. So I was not laughing
Thank
at
you,
your
Brian.
plastic
Thank you
pants.
very much.
I was laughing at the
Thank you
point
very
of Tim
much.
having to tell everybody that they were plastic
Right.
pants.
I'm going to start telling everyone he's wearing a toupee.
Yes, exactly. See, there you are. We can go there. All right. Let's go to traffic here at 6:52 on this first morning of March.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this 1st of March, and it is shaping up to be a lovely day, lovely couple of days, actually.
Yeah.
Before we got to shovel again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So time for you to recover, Emily. You said you were really sore after
so
digging out
sore.
the ice.
And you know, it's my own fault because I didn't shovel the first snowstorm that we had last week. I just kind of left it. And so then the snow came on top of it. And then I had to shovel that snow. And so my forearms and my biceps, everything, so sore. So sore.
You guys will be so proud of me. I went out and shoveled yesterday. I'm like, Liz.
Was Liz not home?
She wasn't home.
Yeah.
That's
I was
why.
gonna say.
Thought so.
I had this whole plan. Liz, sit down, watch me do it. And
Okay.
then I got home, she wasn't home. I'm like, well, I guess I gotta do it now.
You
You
certainly
can train
do.
the kids.
Yeah, right?
You
Yeah.
gotta get them little shovels. Do they have little shovels?
They do have, but they just like, I don't know, they're not very efficient. Then they're throwing it all
okay.
around. So you gotta train them properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not
get
as
them on
fun
it.
to do it the right way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
gotta have fun.
Yeah. It was good packing snow though, because there was a snowman made in the backyard. Yeah.
Very good.
Well, spring is just around the corner, so if you're planning on doing some exercising outdoors, you've come to the right place. We're at Kintec today with Corey and Jenna. We're talking about Around the Bay race, training for that, what you need to do to get prepared, and kind of the history behind Kintec and what it's all about. Corey, give us a little rundown about what you do here and what kind of things you specialize in.
Yeah, absolutely. So our main goal is just to keep people active and on their feet for life. So, we really want to make people change the way that they think about their feet. So we have our sort of fit experience here that we can bring our patients or customers through to give them the best tools to put into their toolbox, if you will, for keeping them active and keeping them healthy.
Okay, so people can come in here and they can get a full rundown and a full measurement and a full scale of how you can treat them to be their best ability, their peak ability.
Yeah, absolutely. So, whether it's for training for the Around the Bay race or running in local run groups or just staying active in general, we just try and give people, the most amount of information about their feet and about how they can, find the tools that are helpful for them.
Okay, now Jenna, you've done Around the Bay race before and now you're training for it again. What are some of the obstacles that you've had to overcome?
Yeah, so I've run Around the Bay a few times, but I recently had a baby, so I have an 11-month-old at home. So that's a big barrier.
There's always a challenge.
Yeah. But other than that, every year training for Around the Bay, I've always had some sort of minor injury, whether it's taken me out for a couple weeks or a month during training. So this year, coming back to running, I was like, we're doing this right. I have to maximize my time in my training. So I came and saw Corey and Mike at Kintec, and I got my foot assessed right away postpartum, about 10 weeks, and then again about 6 months after that. So, and my foot had changed both times. It was a little bit different.
It's funny, how your feet can really change after you've had a baby. Mine went up a full half size.
Yeah, same. I was up a half size, and then they came back down. And anyways, so I'm glad I was here. But I can say, we're still a few weeks away, but I can say I haven't been injured yet.
Okay.
Training this year with their help.
Okay, well, that's great news. And it's so nice that you can come to a place like this within your community and get the help that you need to be able to run to the best of your ability. We've got lots more coming up on Morning Live. Don't go anywhere. Thanks, Brian. Well, Paul McCartney has been kind and donated the Beatles song When I'm 64 to help chimpanzees.
Great.
Exactly. So we've got a whole whack of Emily's, but if you want to donate, just go to savethechimpanzees.org or savethechimps.org, and you can adopt a chimp. I think we should adopt
I didn't
Emily's.
realize that sanctuary was in Florida. I don't know where Fort Pierce is.
Fort Pierce, yeah.
I don't
But
know
how
where
fun
is,
would
but
that be to go and...
to go and see that?
Yeah.
That's very cool.
To have your own chimp?
Well, you can adopt them. You can adopt your very own Emily.
And bring him home?
No.
They stays there.
Keep them there. Would you want a chimp
Could it shovel
outside in the
snow?
I mean, like...
Shovel 10 to 15 centimeters of snow?
How much different is it than our children? Like, if
Right.
you really think
Totally.
about it.
Yeah.
You still have to clean up after them, feed them, give them snacks. But they don't talk back. Chimpanzees might be
Don't
easier.
they go like,
Yeah, but they still might be easier than our children.
I think they're better climbers, though.
That's true. Okay. Well, one of the most recognized musical signatures in the world is the sound of Carlos Santana, delivered with the same passion and soul as his guitar. Maybe the music has been kind of added to over 100 million.
But they're
different
that's another big
performances.
name coming to that new stage.
well, so it just kicked off this past weekend with Billy Joel.
Billy
So
Joel,
he
yes,
he opened a stage, and then it was just announced this week. You get Kevin Hart. So
Yeah, he's gonna be
so he's
performing.
coming this summer too.
Rod
so you get
Stewart's
this.
coming.
Oh yeah. So they got fancy new stage and some fancy new names. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It's
Would
a
you
good
go
time.
see Carlos Santana?
Yeah,
I think I would
well,
too.
you get mesmerized by just even like watching him with the guitar and what he can do with the guitar.
He's so talented.
It goes back to what we were talking about, like Jeff Beck. You know, when he passed,
Yes,
like where
yeah.
you're just like mesmerized
Yeah.
on like
What he
how
can
is
do.
somebody able to do that on a guitar?
Yeah.
I
You know
didn't
what
even
mean?
know that Santana played at Woodstock, like the original Woodstock.
Yeah,
Like, that is
that's why
very
he's
cool.
that's why he's done 100 million shows. You know what I mean? He's been around.
Yeah, he's been around that long.
He's been around for a little bit. Okay.
Well, coming up on our show, we're going to show you how to make your next vacation more sustainable.
Okay. I don't want to do this. Why do I have to read this?
You are going to
Why?
do-
What? Why do I have to
One,
read it?
2.
Fine. Tips on how to deal with tantrums.
And if you're celebrating a birthday today, you share it with Justin Bieber.
On the beach.
Oh yeah, happy birthday! What song?
Back at Kintec, and gone are the days where the shoe salesman gets down on the ground and takes that little metal, I don't even know what it's called, measuring device?
Brannick device, yeah.
Device, so it has a name. Those are a thing of the past. We have something into the future. This is super cool, Corey. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is incredible. So, excuse me, this is our Fit Scan system that we have Jenna on here. So it's a big part of what we do in measuring foot length and width and some additional measurements to get as much information that we can about Jenna's feet, so we know which way to direct her in terms of treatment options.
Okay.
So we can get started here, do a quick scan of Jenna's feet, only takes a few seconds. And what's really unique about this as well is that this gets emailed directly to our patient, which is awesome.
Now, when you say treatment options, what could potentially be wrong with her feet that she needs treated?
Yeah, absolutely. So we can look at things like orthotics, off-the-shelf insoles, bracing, footwear,
Okay.
in-home footwear, slippers, things like that. So there's
okay.
a million different options that we can help with.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
And that whole thing just senses everything and measures everything.
Absolutely. So this just pulls up this 3D scan here of Jenna's feet.
Neat.
So not only does it give us length and width measurements, which are probably the two most common measurements people look at, but it also looks at things like volumes, so the volume of the forefoot or the front of her feet. It compares the left and right side to other female populations that we scan. It also looks at things like instep height or thickness of the middle of the foot, and then also arch height as well.
I was going to say, arch is a huge difference on whether or not, you know, you get a good insole or not, because you can get really bad injuries with bad arch support.
Absolutely, yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll take it with a bit of a grain of salt. We really want to look at her mechanics as well and how that impacts her arch profile.
Okay.
So we'll look at mechanics with her walking or running.
Okay.
And again, that can give us a lot of additional information.
Okay, now we're going to do that on the treadmill,
Yeah,
right?
so we'll have her
Okay.
come over onto the treadmill here.
This is so cool that you can do it all in store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it's all just right here on your location. You can come one-stop shop.
For sure. And what's really nice about this as well is we typically ask our patients to book an appointment, but it's completely free for all of our patients to do, which
That's
is really
amazing.
which is really unique.
So anybody that has issues with their feet and want to get a special fitting for orthotics or insoles or anything, this is the place.
Yeah, we would just ask them to book a one-to-one appointment, which is fantastic.
Okay.
So we typically take a little video here just of Jenna's gait or her walking mechanics, and then we can show Jenna the video as well of what her feet are doing during her gait analysis.
And during the gait analysis, what are you looking for?
Yeah, so we look for a few different things. Like we talked a little bit about earlier, we're looking at arch height and arch profile,
Yeah.
and what her feet are doing during her walking pattern. So if she is in what we call an overpronator or an underpronator, depending on how her arch profiles are moving, making sure that the feet and the heels are pointing in the right directions. We'll look at things from the hips down and make sure everything is looking good.
Okay. All right, well, coming up, we're going to get Jenna fitted into the proper treatment that she's going to need for her feet. So don't go anywhere. Lots more coming up.
Well, good morning there, and welcome to March. It's going to be a great day. We're going to have a great day tomorrow, and then winter is back again.
Yeah, well, that's March
That's
for you.
March.
That's March for you. Let's bring the TV family in here, Brian and Emma.
Yeah.
Good morning, guys. How we doing?
Yeah,
March
good, thank
is
you.
so fickle.
So where are you with March? Yay, yay, nay? Yay, yay.
Yay.
Well,
it just
yay,
means
as opposed to
April's
January
coming.
and February.
Yeah.
It's just it's frustrating.
I'll take March over like October to April.
Sure.
Oh, really? I love October. I love fall.
Is good.
Yeah.
November always gets my birthday's in November, so that's always a great month.
No, wait a minute.
Whoa, sorry.
Always.
Wait.
Also, Brian's
Don't
on
just-
the very same day.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
All right.
Our birthday's in November.
You guys
Ours.
have the
That's
same birthday?
have the
Yes,
same-
we do.
We have the same,
Yep.
we have the same
Yep.
birthday.
And you know,
Yes.
he's a lot older than me too.
Yes.
What is
he
it, November what?
Right, November 14th.
14th.
Is when
And then
Brian
when's
and I
your
were born.
birthday?
August
August
4th.
August 4th. The long weekend always, right?
Yes.
Is it? What are you, Emily?
I'm September 6th, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
always the
Okay.
long weekend too. It was always the first day of school.
Yeah, that's always a tough one, right?
Yeah, worst birthday ever as a kid.
Yeah. Okay. Where are we going with this?
I don't know.
Nowhere.
I don't know.
Now that we know
We were
everybody's
talking
Now
about
we know
March.
everybody's
Yeah, we were
birthday.
talking. We were talking about March. At least the good thing about March is we get into spring.
Yes.
Okay.
So the
Two thumbs
countdown's
up
on.
there. 2 thumbs up there. We just have to wait for a while. That's all.
Lots of different types of footwear here, Corey. You see your traditional brands, but then you also see Hoka. Not a lot of people know that brand.
Yeah, for sure. So Hoka is a pretty unique and niche brand, if you will, but very well known in the running community and in the medical community, which is really interesting. And lots of different, features that come with different brands of shoes that can make them really useful for certain mechanics or gait that we see as well.
Right, and now we're fitting Jenna she's got her own orthotics that you guys fit her for.
Yep. Yeah. So we just got Jenna into some orthotics recently, and they were based off of some of the information we got from our fit process. So from watching her walk on the treadmill, taking some additional measurements of her feet, doing some more postural observations, and talking about her medical history and other barriers she's looking to overcome. And that's how we've fabricated her orthotic.
So what did you have to do in these orthotics that are different compared to like a normal insole?
Yeah, for sure. So first thing is they're completely customized. So they're made for individual people, but also for her individual feet. Now in her case, both orthotics will look the same, but they will likely feel a little bit different from one foot to the other. And there's different cutouts and materials and things that we can use based on her activity level and what she's wearing them for.
Okay, and because she's wearing them for high impact running, does that make a difference?
Absolutely, yeah. We offer lots of different designs or styles of orthotics. Some of them for running specifically, like Jenna's. Others for work boots, or others for in-home footwear, slippers, things like that.
Yeah, because a lot of people still get orthotics even if they're just big walkers or, like you said, it's slippers or anything like that. So it's not specifically just for runners.
No, definitely not. In this case, yes, just for running for
Yeah.
Jenna. But yes, we can make them for anything essentially.
Okay, and they fit perfectly in her shoes?
Yep, for sure. So a couple of things that we like to do. Jen, I'll just have you stand up here. Whenever getting an insole or an orthotic, we want to make sure of a few things. We want to look for, good arch contact. In Jenna's case, we actually want a little bit of space here just to, accommodate for some excess movement with running or high impact. We've got additional cutouts in certain areas to offload high pressure points or pressure spots. And then, yes, we do want to make sure that they fit perfectly into the footwear. And that's why we have such an extensive selection of footwear as well, making sure that we have the right shoe for the right feet and the right person.
And what shoes is Jenna going to be wearing for
so
around the bay?
We actually got Jenna into what's called the Hoka Carbon X, and it's actually a carbon-plated midsole. So
Cool.
very, very stiff, and actually offers a bit of what we call a 4-foot rocker. And that will help to propel or push Jenna into toe off, take a lot of additional pressure or tension off soft
To make her
tissues in
faster.
the
It makes her
feet.
faster, doesn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes her much faster. So she's going to notice a big difference with these compared to, let's say, a traditional, if you will, running
Right,
shoe.
right. So the big difference there is the carbon plate. And what
Correct.
about the material?
Yeah, so different densities of midsole, as we call it. Some have more cushioning, some have less. Hoka traditionally has a lot of additional cushioning in the midsole, so it has that thicker stack height, as we call it. And that's going to help her run more pain-free miles, which is the ultimate goal.
Right. And how often are you supposed to change your running shoes when you're a runner? Because that's a big thing. People talk about that all the time. I clearly am not a runner, but a lot of people discuss you need to change them every so
For
many
sure.
miles,
Yeah, if you're running in them consistently, we tell a lot of our patients or customers, if you're wearing the shoe every single day, 400 to 600 kilometers if you track your mileage on them.
Okay.
For the average person who maybe wears their shoes a couple of hours a day, maybe not for running,
Yeah.
6 months to a year maximum
Okay.
is typically when we'll say to replace.
Yeah, once a year, I would say, for the average. But Jenna, because she's running all the time and,
Yeah.
she's winning all those big races, she's going to have to change hers a little quicker, right? All right, well, that's cool. Okay, well, coming up, we're going to have Jenna in the shoe. We're going to have her walking around, and so you can really see the difference. More just ahead on Morning Live. Sorry.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I'm trying this new glamour filter on TikTok. It's like I've never had a more masculine jaw in my life.
Is it chiseled?
Incredibly chiseled. Oh, Annette, you look gorgeous.
Annette.
Can we get these for art?
Yeah, I'm just gonna put that aside for now because we're gonna use that a little later on. If you needed another reason to love Dave Grohl, here it is. Wanted to help people in need and did exactly that. He's so cool.
Remember when he was the drummer in Nirvana?
I do.
Yes. Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
He used to be the drummer in Nirvana. Nirvana's a
Yeah.
really popular band.
Are you saying that to like half our newsroom?
Yeah, right.
Who's that?
Yeah, man.
What's
Foo
Nirvana?
Fighters, yeah.
No, Nirvana like made a
Oh,
comeback.
yeah.
It's cool still.
Nirvana's,
Like
yeah.
my 20-year-old niece.
I love Nirvana.
rocks out
It
to
Smells
it.
Like Teen Spirit gets overplayed, so I don't generally like that
I
song.
haven't heard it in. When's the last time you heard it though?
Because I'm always turning it. It gets overplayed.
Yeah.
But there's a lot. They have so many great songs.
Yeah. Well, good for him. I think that's awesome. More of us should be like him, I think. All right. Well, dictionary.com says it's updated its site with 313 new entries.
Okay, I'm trying to be this one. Super
Dodger. Yeah. Anyone who, for unverified reasons, remains uninfected or asymptomatic even after repeated exposure to a contagious virus.
Trying to be that from your man cold.
Man cold sitting so close to you.
At dictionary.com, I mean, it's in Oxford.
Okay.
It's in Oxford.
Yeah.
That's
I remember
good,
when
Laura.
that was added, and I was kind of floored. I was like, "Really? What kind of world do we live in where double is now?"
Oh, I
in the
remember
Oxford
going
Dictionary?
to when they first came to Buffalo. I remember I was in it was in Erie, Pennsylvania. I went to a Tim Hortons and asked for a double, and they looked at me like I had two heads.
Wow.
Didn't know what it was.
Well,
Did
yeah.
you say,
'cause they
look
don't-
it up? It's in the dictionary.
That's when you can actually say,
Right.
"Look it up."
Yeah. Oh, by the way, kids, the dictionary is actually the book where they put words in, and then you could close it up and you put it
And
on
you
your
could
shelf.
read it and look things up.
Yeah.
Okay, I was at Kintec yesterday cheering somebody on for a big Around the Bay race. Kintec Footwear and Orthotics. Jenna is doing a great job modeling her running shoes on the treadmill. We've taken a look at what it was when she was doing her gait and bare feet. We added the orthotics into the mix. Now, how is she feeling now that she's got her shoes on?
Yeah, absolutely. So especially with a shoe like this and with her orthotics inside, there's a few things that we want to make sure Jenna's feeling during her gait with everything all underneath the feet. So with Hoka specifically, especially with this carbon-plated shoe, she's really going to notice a forward propulsion or sort of a forward toe-off, as we call it. So that will really help to propel her, push her forward, especially with running.
That doesn't make the shoe any heavier, though. When you say there's a carbon plate in the shoe, you think, oh, that might be heavy, but it's not.
Yeah, they're extremely lightweight. There's so many different technologies with footwear now that reduces weight and increases efficiency, which is really important. But we'll often have our patients run or walk on the treadmill so we can see mechanically what things look like now that everything is put together for her.
And Jenna's going to be wearing these orthotics and running shoes not just for around the bay. She also runs outside of her training and races, right?
For sure, yeah. So Jenna's part of a group that's called the Corners Run Crew. We see a lot of their runners come through the door looking for advice
awesome.
and looking for different things. So we want to keep her active and healthy and on her feet. Outside of races specifically, but every day as well in the community, which is great.
And Around the Bay is what she's training for, and that's actually coming up really soon, like end of the month, kind of soon.
Yeah, so March 26th is race day, and we're going to be at the expo on the 24th and 25th, selling Hoka exclusively. So we'll have Hoka there with us too. And we're going to have a great presence there. So
yeah. So if you're intimidated, or if you find kind of the running world, a little bit frightening to get into, I mean, this is a really good place to start because this is where you can kind of get your feet measured properly. You can get your gait checked out properly. It's free to make an appointment here at Kintec. You can check out all of the different varieties of running shoes that they have. They've got at-home slippers. They can do it for work boots. I mean, this is such a great resource for people who are not just training for a race, but who want to live their life a little bit more comfortably in their footwear.
Yeah, for sure. We'll make it a full rounded experience.
Yeah.
Everything under one roof, which is really nice. You can come and get lots of different options that can help you be pain free.
All right. Well, thanks for having us, Corey.
Yeah,
We've had a good
appreciate
time, and thanks, Jenna, for being such a great foot model. And good luck. I'll be rooting for you. I hope you win.